Father's been telling me that it's time to reveal myself. It's left me a little curious. It's curious to me that we go our whole lives seeking recognition, what have you. Someone to look in our direction. And when God does it, it kind of takes your breath. I've had a long journey to now, but I understand it more today. Father's been telling me and showing me and reminding me of things he's shown me my whole life. I'll try and keep it together, but I'm a little choked at some of the new experiences that have come with this revealing. I was born as Timothy, the seventh son of a seventh son, the seventh son, the seventh daughter. 7 pounds, 7 a.m. Triple Sagittarius. 7, 7, 7. I'm a high Yoga empath, and some of these things that I'm telling you took me decades to swallow. It was difficult to navigate through when I had so many landmines and bazookas and sometimes nuclear weapons thrown at me. But I persevered. The more that was thrown at me, it drove me further to Father instead of away from Father. Father was the only one that had the answers to why is what happening, and everyone says you can't question God. But that's not true. In fact, he encourages us to question him. Sometimes in having conversations with Father, he says, Timothy, ask me a different way. Go back to the original language and the meaning of the word and ask me again. Sometimes it's taken a dozen different challenging ways to get Father to answer the question. But it makes you chew through what you're truly wanting to know. I thought my mind had been pulled like taffy way too many times until this past month and a half, 2 months now. And I'm not gonna say that pales in comparison, but wow, I'm not even me anymore. That old guy's gone. Timothy 10.0. Father's been showing me myself thousands of years ago. In fact, I had to ask him a question today to verify something, and then he confirmed it through another complete source, stranger. I don't seek confirmations from strangers. I wait for them to divulge it. And if what I heard does not come in any way, shape, form, or fashion, I just assume that it was a ghost trying to trip me up. In this reveal, I think people are expecting me to say one thing. I can't say anything that is not true, not when it pertains to truth. I am truth. I am love. And I am my Father's son. My name is Sepinonia. Father has shown me that I was from the beginning, as I am now. The first shall be last, the last shall be first. I've approached so many subjects over my life with, I don't know, call it pent up. I don't know. I don't know. I'm still sorting through and trying not to dawdle with who I was. There was spells and witchcraft, and I'll take accountability for my free will. We all have to. But there's been some pretty crazy stuff done on me. I feel now, after all the witchcraft has been broken, I feel now, currently, like I did when I was a boy. I'm so full of love. I look back in the relationships that I've had and how I addressed them, how I left them. Father tells me I've done nothing wrong, that there's no harm, no fouls. Father's recently been showing me and explaining to me. He asked me a question a few weeks ago. Timothy, did I show you any favor in heaven or in hell? And I told him, no, Father, you did not. He says, then, explain to me how you give me the credit for something that you did. Show me, Timothy. Explain to me in your walk. Where did I help you? I hemmed, I hawed. I tried to make a debate in my own mind. And as fast as I would try in my mind, he would counteract me with 50 other to make it a no before I ever tried to respond. Going through this process and weeks later now, just a couple of 3 days ago, Father says, Timothy, I want to add to this equation and I want to show you something and point something out. He asked me a handful of questions. Can you remember this? Can you remember this time frame? Can you remember this and that? He says, I want to point something out to you, Timothy. On top of the fact that I showed you no favor. Do you remember when I took, or when he did say that? He says, do you remember when this and that in your life left? And it was spiritual gifts, things to manifest. It left. And he pointed out that my anointing had left, and I knew it had, but I knew I had done nothing wrong. So I trusted Father, and I went on about my business, and I still gathered a lot of souls, steered them back to Father, not through indoctrination or beliefs. I healed their heart between them and Father, and then He takes it from there. I know my job. I'm very crafty at it. If you just allow me. In the reveal of Father showing me who I am, I asked him a question earlier today in that whole confirmation business. He's been explaining to me not only am I from the beginning, but I asked him my position. Then he told me a scribe. I said, well, that was in the beginning, so what would I be scribing? He says, you created and filled the Akashic Records room. I stewed on that, rolled it around in my mouth. That's quite a proclamation. But Father said it. In my ponderance of this whole thing, I was reminded of my journey to the guards, if you will, the judges at first, then the guards, of the Master Akashic Records room. And after reflecting back, it was a curious thing of the questions they asked me, very simple. 3 to 4 words, best I remember, that I had to come up with a one-word answer for one, and no restrictions on the other two. Upon doing this reflection, when I went to the guards, it wasn't like we were old friends, and it startled me. It's like, oh, that was odd. I don't remember that man. Um, I'm not going to describe the they're not human in nature that you see, more animal than anything. Um, I've pondering back, I found it quite interesting now of how easy it was to get in. Now I can guide you through your own personal Akashic record room inside yourself. It's nothing to be afraid of or scared of. I'm a Reiki master. I use the original language, and I just do what I'm instructed to do, and I've had great results. Most of you hearing my voice have not experienced, perhaps one or two of you have. I'm not looking for anything from anyone disclosing any of this, but I know why I'm here, and they've tried to stop me on so many levels. Ugh, it's okay, I'm here. I'm alive. I'm back. Timothy 10.0. I'm beyond new and improved. I had to face death yet again in a whole different level. This one I felt like my soul died. I felt like it was all gone. About 6 weeks ago. Father was allowing me to go through a different level of a spiritual death. It actually set me the most free. He takes my breath. The marriage that has happened inside of me between the divine feminine and the divine masculine. I can't even begin currently to put it to words. All I can tell you is like I'm in love. But I understand it's when you choose yourself. I think the words in the book was twisted, Dad. I think you have to love yourself first before you can even begin to love others. And we've all been doing it wrong. We think we're supposed to love them in the mud puddle that they're in and choose not to get out of. We can extend like the Good Samaritan, but if they don't grab your hand, you just have to explain to them that their baby bottle is floating right in front of them, and you just walk away. Telling you all of this already feels more freeing. I'm not sure what you need or could or should or want to do with the information I provided you. Unless it's written in some prophecy somewhere. The Hopis are some individuals that claim to know the prophecy. Described to me the prophecy many years ago. I have no reason to doubt it because of the things Father has told me. I'm not here to start a war on this planet. Quite the contrary. It's time that there's a union that has to happen. I have a feeling it'll be soon. It's in Father's hands. That it'll balance the scales has something to do with my life. Just curious thing. I've been trying to figure out my journey because I knew I came down here with a contract. I know that due to trickery, witchcraft, and all the other 7 deadly sins that was involved in that transaction, I was unjustly robbed, we'll say. I'll leave that there. So by the age of 40, Father had to rewrite my contract. It was all messed up. But I fulfilled that contract, even though I had gotten to a point in my life I could no longer go any further. Not due to demise, but due to trickery. It was going to require me to leave the state in order to continue, and I really didn't want to, but I had no choice. I had no choice. So off on my journey. I had left the place that I was at the top of America, and I left them with a flood of prophecies that came to pass when I left their town. Just saying, I've been at this a while. All this crazy fog that I feel like I've been in. When I came out of it, it has opened up what they call, I guess, is my third eye, which I thought was already open. But now it is, if this is open or halfway open, I'm kind of excited to see what's next. I have many irons on the fire right now, as any of you could imagine. My creative mind is just busting at the seams, but I'm busy on it. I feel like I'm all pretty much am a monk. I have no sexuality. It has been put on the back burner in a much deeper way currently, but I know what I know. I know that won't be for too much longer. We'll see. We'll see if he shows up to the table. Pardon me. Guess my throat chakra wanted to close up right there. So, well, it's been about a half an hour, and again, I've divulged a lot. I hope the world's ready for it. There'll be quite a few of us. When I say quite a few, there'll be a few of us that is going to divulge who the entire cosmos knows and says who we are. And we can no longer hide who we are. And I have a lot to say, but for any of you out there that think I'm going to rat you out and, you know, tell stories, no, that's not my style. My father would do that. My father would do that. That's not my battle, nor my war. I have bigger fish to fry. There's hearts to heal. There's souls to heal. There's minds to untangle all the webs of lies that this world has told them. I have, I have much to do. Could use some help. I think anyone that knows me has heard me many times express the fact that I think we need a healing retreat center done properly. There are many of them being sparked all over the world. I'm going to keep speaking more of them into existence. I am blessed beyond blessed in so many ways. Only the people in my closest circle, which currently does not fill up one hand. All the people of my past, I'm sorry, should have known whatever point that you didn't put in the homework, so you can't go where I'm going or where the rest of us were going. So that means you have one more cycle of 13 years to see if you can get yourself cleaned up and fixed, and you too could go to the next level in your ascension process. If you didn't make this curveball, then, well, no harm, no foul, right? And if we run out of time on this one, I guess there's always other lifetimes, right? If not this planet, perhaps another one. Maybe by the time you spit back into the cycle, we'll be living on Jupiter or something, or a whole other cosmos. Who knows what Father's going to do? New heaven, new earth, right? Mm. No one thinks about, maybe it's another big kabang.